I certainly am blessed to have the class that I have. They're all good students, most of the time. They're all good. Not everybody has a good class of students. Hello and welcome, folks, to Dave Diggs History. I'm Dave Diggs, and I was just waxing poetically, I suppose you could say, about my class, who are right now out at recess. And as far as you folks, well, hi and howdy. Glad to see everybody here again, and I hope you're doing well. It's been quite a while since I've been here on a consistent basis, and those of you who've been following the channel for some time know exactly why. It's harvest season. It's just about over. There's a little bit left, not much, but because it's over, the students have returned. They've been absent because they are the labor force on the farms. And once again, I'm here teaching, and it is a welcome break from chopping wood. During their absence from school, and mine for that matter, you'll recall I was working as a woodcutter, cutting lots and lots of wood, some of which is stacked out by the side of the schoolhouse. And let's just say I'm not exactly cut out for that sort of thing, but got to keep body and soul alive, and I was paid in cash $2. Not at all an unacceptable arrangement. Would you do me a kind favor, Hollis, and go close the front door to the school? If the children start to, well, they already have, haven't they? Yes, they're throwing snowballs at each other. They've been known, particularly the boys, to put a rock in the snowball and heave it at somebody. And I don't want them throwing it in here where it might smack somebody in the head, because then the fur will fly. So if you would, please, thank you, very good. Of course, now I can't see them, see what they're up to, but they're still good kids. They occasionally the boys do. They occasionally roughhouse. I have yet to see one throw a punch at the other, so I can't complain too much. Oh, beg your pardon, Hollis? Oh, well, yes, thank you for noticing. I have a new vest. Yes, indeed. The old one, well, it was looking a bit more than just a bit threadbare. I think it's older than I am. And that brings up a story, which I'll share with you. It has to do with the harvest, the end of the year, money, always a good topic. And those of you who've been around know this already. People who live in rural areas, the farm folks, they don't get money for what they do, money for their labor, until their crops are sold, or their hogs, or whatever it is that they do, until they are sold and get hard cold cash. They don't have any, or they have very little. What little they do have has to last until the next harvest season, when they get paid next. Because of that, everybody runs a tab. The miller runs a tab, the blacksmith runs a tab, the people who operate the stores, general and otherwise, run a tab. I run a tab for the parents of my students, because there isn't enough money to go around and take care of everything up front. Now, why is this? If I had another hour or hour and a half, I could talk to you about that and explain it in excruciating detail, but there is a 3-part series on this channel, which expanded to 4 because of the abundance of material, as to why the economic situation is the way it is. Why don't people have a lot of money? Isn't there enough money to go around? No, there isn't. You'll find this in 12, 13, 14, and 15. Those episodes will explain everything. But getting back to here and now, I'm proud to announce that I've been paid. Not a great deal. I'm still running the tab, and that tab will just continue on for years, as does every other tab in the county, I suspect. But I was able, once I received some hard cash that was owed to me, pay off some of my debts. Let me go over the tally book. I keep two tally books. One is this one, which stays in the schoolhouse, and one is this one here, which I keep with me at all times, which has a list of who owes me what and also what I owe to others. I keep this with me just in case I should happen to run into one of the parents of my students who owes me something, and just in case they should say, "Mr. Diggs, how are you, sir? I have some good news for you. I can pay off at least some of what I owe you for teaching my child or children," which is always nice. Have you any idea how many times that has happened in the past year since the past harvest? If you said 0, there's nothing wrong with your mathematical skills. It hasn't happened yet. But because it might, I keep it. Now let's see. Who did what? William Ray, I teach his boy Peyton, and his brother William. They owed me 50 cents, and they still owe me a dime. Phyllis Peyton at Elliston, 42 cents, still owe 22 cents. The list goes on and on. It's a never-ending list, as I say. And by the time all was said and done, and the $2 I got from the wood cutting plus what I received from the parents, what did I have? $9.02. Assuming nothing else comes in, which is an entirely probable possibility, that $9.02 has to last me from now until next harvest season. But I have to go and take care of some of my debts to show good faith. They won't keep a tab on me if I keep saying, "No, I'm sorry, not today, next week, next year, next." So, one day, one of my parents of the students was taking a trip with his wagon into the area. He went specifically to Taylor's store over in Gills Creek, and I owed them some money, so okay, well, I'll ask if I can ride with them and take care of some of my debt. Now, what I owed them, the Gills Creek store, Taylor's store at Gills Creek, was 53 1/2 cents. Sizable amount, if you ask me. Now, I gave them 30 cents, which means I still owe them 23 1/2 cents. That might not be wiped off the books till next year, when I'm sure I'm going to owe more to them. But then there was also an account that I have, a tab at the store in Rocky Mount, general store. One of the other parents was going there. I asked to ride along. They let me. They took care of their business across the street at the feed store, and I went to the general store, where I owed them $2.40. My little piggy bank, so to speak, is going to get depleted real quick. And I paid them $1.70. So now I owe them 70 cents. But it's something. Got to show good faith. As I said thank you, made my pleasantries to them and walked out. I turned, started to go out the front door and noticed, oh, will you look there? They have some waistcoats on sale on that rack over there. The one I'm wearing is, it's threadbare, it's old, it's probably older than I am. The buttons are coming off. The belt no longer works in the back, and the moths, I think, have taken a permanent residence in it. So I thought, debated, do I really want to? How much is it? $2. It was a double-breasted. $2? Why not? So I bought it, $2. And when I walked out owing more than when I did when I walked in, even taking into account I had paid off some of my debt. And the story does not end there. As you know, board and room is supplied by the parents to the teacher because the teacher can't live otherwise. And I go on a rotating basis. Those of you who have been here before have heard all of this before. And I was going to the Ingalls. I teach their children. It was their turn to host me. And I was wearing the old vest and happened to have the new vest with me because I wanted to show it off because it looks so very, very nice. Doesn't it? Yes, indeed. Well, the first person to see it was their little boy who ran, "Mama, Mama, come look. The teacher has a new waistcoat." Okay. So here comes Mama, Mrs. Engel, from the kitchen. I don't know what she was doing, but she was armed with a long-handled wooden spoon. I didn't ask what she was doing, but I did offer some pleasantries. "Hello, Mrs. Engel, how are you?" and all that. And she said, "Mr. Teacher." She's never called me Mr. Diggs. She's always said Mr. Teacher. "Mr. Teacher, you take off that waistcoat right now." What have I done? She was rather adamant that I strip myself of my old waistcoat. I don't know if she even saw my new one I was holding. But never argue with a woman with a wooden spoon that's about... It was 12 foot long if there was an inch. It certainly looked like it. So I took off my coat, I took off the vest, I handed it to her, and she said, "No respectable person of your stature, you are the teacher in this area, should be wearing any garment that not even the common laborer would wear, like this waistcoat right here." She was holding on my old one. At least she's not going to beat me with that spoon. She said she would effect repairs as best as possible and give me back the vest. And if it was too far gone to have anything done with it, she would at least save the buttons. And now I have the new vest, which means I have two vests now if she can fix the other one. It's nice to have two of something, two shirts, which I don't have, two vests, waistcoats, which I do have, one coat. But this is the way it is at this time in rural areas, given the financial situation. Remember I said 12, 13, 14, and 15 in the series of Dave Diggs history. And the door is closed. It's about time for them to come in. So I can't see what they're up to, but I don't hear very much. It's time for them to come in. I better go get them. Thank you very much for coming. Appreciate you being here and hope that your days and weeks and months go by as pleasantly and profitably as you wish. I smell mischief. The door's closed. I can't see them. But what do you think would happen if I open up the door? Might I get pelted with some of those snowballs? I might. So, in case that's what they're up to, once they see this, I'm sure they'll drop the snowballs. In the meantime, thank you very much for coming. Until such time as our paths cross again, I have the honor to remain your most humble and obedient servant, Dave Diggs, coming to you, as I always do, from a long time ago. You may wish to stick around and see what happens. Thanks very much, folks. Always a pleasure. Now, open the door.